Hi, thank you so much. I just wanted to ask you a few questions about your career.
Sure, Sahil. Thanks for having me. So,
What industry and company do you work for, and what is your title?
okay, so I've been in the tech industry for almost 20 years. I work for IBM as a cloud solutions architect.
Can you tell me what your overall job responsibilities are?
Sure, absolutely. So, as you know, for the past decade or like 15 years, a lot of companies have been migrating their on premises hosting to a cloud-based hosting so that they can cut down on their costs, like to have a physical data center or to have all the system administrators doing day-to-day job. They just want to virtualize all of these hostings. So they have been migrating all of their applications to a cloud-based solution. And I work in the IBM Cloud Division, where we work with customers to basically customize their requirements. So we go to them and see what their current hosting is and if those can be converted into a cloud-based hosting. So that's the I mean, in short, my day-to-day or job description, as you would say, to basically design the solution for the customers.
Yeah. What does a typical work day look like for you?
Okay, uh, so as I said, we work with both internal and external customers. Internal as in IBM internal customers, so who have their hostings on the local data center. So we get requirements to the marketing team that okay, here's the customer who would like to migrate their applications to the cloud. What would it take? Like how many days will it take? And whether all of their um, current applications are compatible to be migrated to a cloud-based hosting. So basically, we go through their requirements, we see what their current hosting looks like, and how many applications, how many servers they are running, how many concurrent users are trying to access their applications and all that. And based on that, we have a design team. Basically, we just huddle together and see how best we can optimize their environment and migrate it to the cloud without having any significant downtime to their application. And once the migration is done, obviously it's not a week long or a month long process. It takes weeks and weeks to basically plan it out, break down their applications into smaller one, like we call them as microservices. So we migrate their backbone, like their infrastructure into the cloud, and then if they are running 10 applications, then we do it one at a time. We don't do all 10 at the same time to avoid any downtime and any disruptions to their customers.
Yeah. What kind of skills or like mindset is required to do well in this job?
uh, Also, I started my career as a system administrator. That was like around 20 years back. I have some background in electronics and telecommunications as well, so I have some networking experience, and then I started learning more and more about the various operating systems, specifically on the Unix side, and from there on I kind of built my career. In the last, as I said, like around 8 to 10 years, I have shifted my focus completely to be in the virtualization or the cloud world.
What do you love about your job?
So the best part about my job is that we don't know what the next day is gonna present to us, because we have such a wide range of customers, right, whom we have to cater to. So it's the fear of unknown which it keeps us on our toes, because they might have a requirement which we as a team might not have worked before. So we have to also go and do our homework, read the documentation, the technical notes, get up to speed, and then work with the customer. So we are learning almost every day. That's what keeps me quite passionate about the job I do, because you get to work with so many different products and you are learning every day basically. That's the best part, and you're not doing the same job over and over again.
What are some things you don't like about this job?
Something that sometimes face we might run into a customer who's really time bound to migrate their hosting environment into the cloud, and so the timeline which they give to us, like okay, we have to get this done within a week. So we'll sometimes we have to compromise on the quality, which I don't like, because these migrations take time. They just do not happen. So the planning and the execution phase, when I see the lag, that's what I don't like about the job. When they try to compress so many projects or tasks into a week long delivery date. So that's
What skills did you have when you started this job and how did they develop?
okay. As I said, I started my my career as a wireless and telecommunications engineer, and then picked up system administration, mostly on the Unix side, and I have learned about networking, firewalls, and routers. But but that was like around 20 years back when all of these devices used to be physical, like a physical server or a physical firewall. But now everything has like virtualized. You have as software defined LANs and the wide area networks. So that's how I have evolved from being a system administrator in a physical data center to kind of manage so many data centers split across the globe in a virtualized environment.
How many hours do you put in a day for your work and like what's your work life balance?
Okay, so my days can be pretty unpredictable depending on what kind of deadlines do we have to basically. So on an average, I would say I like putting around 8 to 10 hours every day, and it's not like a 8 to 5 job. So I might work 8 to 3 and then take a break and then come back later in the evening to check my emails, or if I have to prepare any presentations, then we work on that. And as I said, ours is a globally distributed team. We have folks in India, we have folks in Europe. So if I have to collaborate with them, then the nighttime here in California works best to work from them. So it's not a fixed 8 to 5 job. It's split across like from 8 to 10 p.m.
Can you tell me a little bit about your educational background?
Sure. So I did my bachelor's from India, and also I have done some certifications after coming to the US, mostly in the security field or in the like from Cisco or from Sun or from so. But my primary background is a bachelor's in engineering.
What other job experiences did you have before this one?
Uh, Before I started working full time, I have done some marketing jobs. Like at that time, mobile was new. This was back in India. So during my summer break, I have taken internships and worked on non-technical jobs. And as part of my first job, we had to deal with customers to basically, as I said, I'm from a telecommunications background, so we had to deal with customers to basically um, make them aware of what the cellular technology is, and also dealing on the real estate side, that how we can go and put a base station tower on their building or on their property. So I had that was also an end-to-end a project for me, where I got to learn so many different aspects about real estate, about negotiations and all that stuff, uh, besides being the technical point of contact for my company.
Overall, did you have any online training or certification that helped you?
Yes, I have taken quite a few online trainings from IBM or from outside, like from Amazon, Azure, because as I said, we have to be on our toes every day because technology is changing every day. New products are being introduced in the market, so we have to keep ourselves pretty up to date. And I have been regularly taking trainings from both within IBM and from outside
What do you do for fun?
IBM. That's a good question. So for fun, I like to play tennis. I like to go for long walks, watch television, mm, and play cricket. Uh, and active participate in two leagues here in the San Ramon.
Thank you so much for doing this interview.
My pleasure.
So basically, your job is moving physical data storages and servers virtually to
That's
virtual.
correct.
I just had one last question.
Absolutely, go for it.
What are some other IT jobs that are developing in cloud?
Um, One of the most hot jobs these days, or the field that has picked up a lot of steam in the last 5 to 7 years, is DevOps. That is short for development and operations. So previously, companies used to have a dedicated development team who who basically wrote the code, like programming, whether it's in C, C++, Java, and then they used to have a team, the operations team, which used to manage their hosting infrastructure 7 by 24. So now what the companies have done it, they have merged both these fields together, and they call it as a DevOps, which basically involves a person who needs to know both sides of the coin. So that person should be well aware with the development technologies, whether he's coding in Python, Java, C++. Plus, at the same time, he should be well versed with the infrastructure terms too, like networking, then storage, and Ansible, and all those end-to-end deployment technologies. Basically, going from coding all the way to like pushing the change into the staging environment, the production environment, all that. So DevOps, I would say, is one of the most hot selling uh, property these days in the job market.
What advice do you have for kids that are trying to pursue computer science?
What my sincere advice to kids who would like to pursue a career in computer science is, I mean, just be on the be on the lookout for any short-term courses that are coming up, right? Not not within school, but outside of school, and talk to their parents if they are in the computer field, or uh, have have conversation with your friends, parents who are in the technology field, just like what exactly you are doing now, to basically become aware of different technologies that exist in the computer science field. So I would say just keep your eyes and ears open, because things are changing at a very fast pace. By the time you guys graduate, so many new technologies would have come up, and that's my advice. Just keep your eyes and ears open, and if possible, subscribe to some science journals, technology journals online, and just you don't have to know the product inside out, but at least you should be aware of what's happening in the technology world.
What life lessons would you give me to be successful?
Um, Follow your dreams, right? If you like doing something, I mean, just go all out for that one, and obviously you have your parents to like support you in that field, and don't be shy to ask questions.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome,
Yeah.
Sahil, and wishing you the best in your career ahead. So
Thank you.
thanks for having me.